Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 14th of July, 2021. Today in Mill news, it was match day. It was match day and you didn't even know. Nobody knew because it's a big training game behind closed doors and it was against Watford. Millwall travelled up to Watford. They played at Watford's training ground and they narrowly lost 3-2 to a goal that was scored in like the last 4 minutes from the end of the game. So pretty decent result, I think. Even though I wasn't there, I didn't see it, I don't know. All we've got is this match report from Millwall official website and this solitary picture. I believe this is from this might be from the Scotland training game, and this might not even be from that game yesterday. I'm not too sure about that. They just needed a picture to put out there. So let's have a read of this. This is from millwfc.co.uk. For some reason, and I've seen quite a few Watford fans moaning about this on their forum. For some reason, Watford do not put out the teams that played in the friendly as if it's some kind of top secret master plan that they can't give away to their future possible opposition in the league. So they don't announce who the teams are, what the substitutions were. They don't even have match reports on their official website or videos on YouTube. It's all kind of hush hush. It's all very, very weird. Very, very weird, but that's how they want to do it and crack on, huh? But we have got a match report from Millwall. And it goes. Millwall were defeated 3-2 by Watford in a behind closed doors friendly at the Hornets training ground on Wednesday afternoon. Domingos Quina gave the Premier League outfit a first half lead, but 2 goals in quick succession from Matt Smith and Murray Wallace turned the game on its head after the break. Merely a minute later, however, Adam Messina levelled the scores before Ashley Fletcher scored a late winner. Gary Rowett named 2 different 11s for the fixture, and the first half side began strongly with Danny McNamara and George Saville having shots on goal early on. A Jed Wallace free kick was then nodded just wide by Daniel Ballard before the first Watford shot came on 14 minutes with Tom Cleverley striking over. The Lions were moving the ball well against their higher opponents and nearly fashioned the opening goal in 18 minutes, but after Jed Wallace broke through the defence and fed Mason Bennett, his efforts were stopped by Ben Foster. Jed Wallace and Cleverley traded blows again as the half entered its last 10 minutes, but with 36 minutes on the clock, Queena's free kick from just outside the penalty area evaded the dive of George Long to open the scoring. Watford's new 11 started the second half brighter, with Bartosz Białkowski producing an outstanding save to tip a Fletcher effort over the crossbar, and that proved to be pivotal as the Lions raced up to the other end in an attack which ended with Smith rising highest to power home Conor Mahoney's free kick. So a header from Matt Smith there from a free kick. Nice. Barely 120 seconds had passed when Millwall went into the lead as a corner bounced around the edge of the penalty area, allowing Murray Wallace to loop a header over the despairing dive of the goalkeeper and hand the Lions a second. So 2 goals, 2 headers from 2 set pieces. Still struggling to score from open play, it seems. So maybe re-signing Matt Smith will be a good thing. However, just a minute after that, Messina was able to equalise, stooping to head home on the edge of the 6-yard box. The Lions were undeterred by the equaliser, with some fantastic free-flowing and attacking football, ending with Mahoney threading Ben Thompson through on goal, but he flashed his attempt wide before a driving run from Tyler Burry was blocked by the keeper, and Mahoney cracked the crossbar from 25 yards out with 11 minutes to play. But the winner was to go Watford's way as Fletcher scored with 4 minutes to play. And they don't give a description of that goal, do they? All the other goals, they're like, the language is fly. Maybe they weren't there. Maybe they were already in the car waiting to go home. that's a bit weird. All the other goals, they're like flourishing about what happened with all the language and that. But the last goal, the goal that actually won it, they just go, oh, Fletcher scored with 4 minutes to play. Okay, how did he score? So the fixture acts as one of a few behind closed doors friendlies at training grounds over the next couple of weeks ahead of the 2021-22 Sky Bet Championship campaign. And here are the teams. So for the first half, I think it's a bit of a mix and mix. So it's not really first squad, second squad. This time it's a bit of a mix and mix. So we've got Long for first half: Long, McNamara, Ballard, Hutchinson, Murray Wallace, Malone, Kieftenbeld, Billy Mitchell, Saville, Jed Wallace, and Bennett. So, what was the score? Let me go back and what was the score then? So it was 1-0. So, with Wallace and Bennett playing up front, we did not score, and we only conceded 1 goal. Yes. So in the second half, it was Biakowski, Romeo, Alex Mitchell, Pearce, Cooper, Murray Wallace, Evans, Thompson, Mahoney, Smith, and Afobe. So, in that second half, we conceded 2 goals, but we also scored 2 goals. So playing actual proper strikers, Smith and Afobe, we scored 2 goals. And this, now we don't know what the Watford team were. Watford are a Premier League team. I don't know how many internationals they have in their squad, but there are various international tournaments that have happened or are happening right now. The CONCACAF Gold Cup is happening, I believe. The Copa America's just finished. The Euros has just finished. So I imagine if they have any players that were involved in that, they might be still on a break, or they might be coming back late. So it might not be their better players, but I don't know about that. And they never put the teams out, so we don't know what it was. But they are a Premier League team, albeit just recently promoted. So here's the thing, Matt Smith, that's 2 goals in 2 games for him. He scored against Motherwell, and he scored against a Premier League team here. And another thing to remember, I will come to this later, is Watford under 23s played yesterday, so I doubt many of it won't be a young Watford team, because they played yesterday against Hitchin Town. I'll get onto that later for some reasons that you will see in our next story, or one of them. Also, in that second half, you could argue technically, so Biakowski, we've conceded 2 goals in that second half. Now Biakowski's in goal, but look at the defence in front of him. Alex Mitchell, kind of raw. I don't know. I haven't seen him play that much. He is young, but Pearce as well, bit slow. A lot of fans didn't think he should re-sign for this season against a Watford team that I'm sure are quite fast and they're Premier League quality. So how much did that influence it? But even though we lost, I think it seems to be on the face of it a pretty decent result. Although, like I said, it's worrying. They don't mention how that last Watford goal was scored. Was it a fucking complete balls up by Alex Pearce, and they don't want to dig anyone out, because all the other goals they go into great detail, but that last one they don't really mention it. So was it an horrendous back pass? What happened there? I don't know. Another thing, so Afobe's name wasn't mentioned anywhere in this. Now in the Motherwell report, they said he ran around a lot, got involved a lot, was full of beans. In this game, not so much, and he hasn't scored again. So 2 games, no goals, and no assists either, it would seem. Now here's the thing: he's a striker. He 1 in 2, that's a good striker. 1 in 3, that's a decent striker. 1 in 4, that's okay striker. 1 in 6, 1 in 8, 1 in 10, yeah, we don't really need that kind of striker. We already have a 1 in 36 striker. His name's Watfords. We have a 1 in 20 striker, that's Bradshaw. We actually need strikers who can score goals, so a bit worrying that Hofobi hasn't scored yet. But if you go back and look at players in the past, Steve Morrison, when we signed him, he didn't score for quite a while, and then once he did all right. So we'll see how Hofobi gets on. We'll see how he gets on. So there you go. We played against Watford and we lost 3-2. We were losing 1-0 at half time. We took the lead to take it to 2-1. Then it got to 2-2. And then in the final stages of the game, we ended up losing 3-2. So there you go. Now here we go. Gary Rowett speaking about that game. This is from news@den.co.uk. So Gary Rowett pleased with really good workout despite Millwall's defeat to Watford. Millwall lost 3-2 against Premier League Watford in a behind closed door friendly at the Hornets training ground on Tuesday afternoon. The Lions' preparations for the 21-22 campaign are beginning to ramp up after last week's Scotland camp, which included a 2-0 win over Motherwell. Domingos Quino gave Cisco Munoz's side a first half lead before 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes from Matt Smith and Murray Wallace gave the Lions a lead just before the hour mark. The lead lasted barely a minute before Adam Messina equalised. Conor Mahoney at the bar with just over 10 minutes remaining, but it was the Hornets who found a winner through former West Ham man Ashley Fletcher 4 minutes from time. After the match, Gary Rowett told Millwall's media, "It was a really good workout against a full-strength Watford side, who have come back exactly at the same time as us. I thought it was an even game. In the first half, both teams had chances. We probably had the better ones, but couldn't find that moment of composure in the final third. I was really pleased with a lot of what we did, but when we conceded a free kick just before half-time, which was a fabulous strike, we responded really well in the second half. Though changing the team, there were a couple of players not playing in their natural position that they're used to, but we scored 2 good goals to go 2-1 up. We didn't concede a poor goal straight after that. However, which I was a bit disappointed with. We then had a few more good chances, but they scored with their one good chance at the end and it ends up 3-2. I'm not overly concerned about the result. I don't want to concede 3 goals, of course, but there were lots of good things. As long as I can see the players remaining fit and things piecing together, then that's the main focus. Millwall will play a number of behind closed doors friendly in the coming weeks before taking on both Gillingham and Ipswich at the end of July. Yes, there is a thing with Gillingham though. Gillingham have had players tested positive for COVID and they've had to cancel their game against Ebbsfleet, and they're looking at they might be having to cancel another one. Now our game is in 13 days, so it might have cleared up by then. And I believe that the rules actually change on the 19th, that for some reason, like literally after the 19th, I believe that the rules about isolating only are only intended for the actual person who is sick. So if you are sick and with symptoms, then you need to stay home and don't go anywhere. But if you've just been in contact with someone, then that doesn't mean that's completely changing after the 19th. You can carry on your business, but if you develop any symptoms, then you isolate. Like this sort of 6 degrees of COVID separation is being done away with on the 19th. Just because you walked past some random person who's now tested positive for COVID, and now you have to stay home as well, even though you're absolutely fine and you've had 10 negative tests. All that's going out the window on the 19th. So even if more Gillingham players test positive after the 19th, then I'm pretty sure that it's they just stay home, and then the rest of the team just carry on as it is. I'm saying like 13 days till that game. I'm pretty sure that the game will still go ahead, but we'll see. We will see. Moving on anyway. So I told you about the Watford game. We don't know the team, but we assume it's a strong team, and their under 23s did play yesterday. Now I'm gonna tell you about this story. So this, apologies for the adverts, this is from dailymail.co.uk, and they say Watford showing interest in England under 17 international Abdul Abdulmalik following the expiry of his Millwall contract in June. Now, Watford under 23s played at Hitchin Town last night. They fielded trialists up to the letter H, because every time on the team sheets and on that they put trialist, and if they have more than one, they put trialist A, trialist B, trialist C. They went all the way up to H. It was one of those players, Abdul Abdulmalik. I've been trying to find out. There's not a lot going on. There was a crowd of 238 at Hitchin Town, but it's nothing has come out either on Twitter or like a fan who was there who knows any of the players, what they are or who they are. But we do have this story, so maybe Abdul Malik was playing last night for Watford. We will see. Let's have a read of this. So Abdul Malik is of interest to Watford following trial period at Portsmouth. League One side opted against pursuing the forward who is out of contract, but Millwall will be due a tribunal fee should he now join another club. Watford are the latest club to run the rule over England youngster Abdul Malik. Teenage forward Abdul Malik is out of contract after his deal at Millwall expired last month. The young England under-17 attacker has trained with Portsmouth since then, has now been assessed by Premier League new boys Watford. Scrolling. Despite being out of contract, any club wishing to sign Abdul Malik, 18, will have to agree a compensation deal with Millwall. They have so far dug their heels in, leaving Abdul Malik's future uncertain, and rebuffed a number of approaches from Swansea for the youngster. If an agreement cannot be reached with one of his suitors, any compensation will have to be finalised at a tribunal. Portsmouth have had their 18-year-old on trial in the past couple of weeks after he was tipped as a bright prospect by former Millwall teammate and New Fratton Park signing Sean Williams. However, manager Danny Cowley decided against following up any interest following his trial period, and the League One side will not pursue a deal. Millwall have previously rejected a number of approaches from Swansea for Abdul Malik, who has also been watched by Arsenal and Rangers. Swansea's highest offer was a structured package worth around £200,000 with further add-ons. Is there more? Let's scroll down, scroll in. I think that's it. Is that it? Or is there more? Yeah, I think that's it. It's hard to tell with all these freaking adverts. Yeah, that was it. So there you go. Abdul Malik now on trial at Watford, and so 200,000. I think that's the first time we got an actual number on the offer that Swansea made, and Millwall said that was derisory. So we'll see how it goes. Kind of sad how it's been going so far. He rejected the contract. All this talk of Rangers and Swansea and other players. and now he went to a League One club on trial, and they're not interested. He was there for like a couple of weeks. Now he's at Watford. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see how it's going. Anyway, moving on. This is from millwfc.co.uk, and they're advertising for staff. So, Matchday ticket office and retail staff required. Work at the Den. Millwall Football Club is recruiting Matchday staff for its ticket office and online store, with Matchdays taking place outside of usual office hours. Candidates will be required to work weekends and the occasional midweek evening. Requirements for these positions include honesty and integrity, to be accurate with cash handling and not a thief, attention to detail, ability to work under pressure, outstanding customer service, flexibility of working practices in a fast-moving working environment, to be smart and presentable. If you're interested, please email your CV to Millwall. Closing date for applications is literally in 2 days, Friday the 16th of July. Furthermore, job opportunities in the Lions food and drink kiosks are available on Matchdays. For more information and to apply, click here. Millwall Football Club values diversity within our business. We have a philosophy of equal opportunity for all. So there you go. Jobs going at the club. They're only literally 48-hour window to get in if you're interested. Email your CV. And moving on now to this last story of the day, about how many season tickets have been sold. Quite a lot, actually. So here we go. This is from news@den.co.uk. Over 7,000 season tickets sold as Millwall close to matching 2019 numbers. Millwall could have over 8,000 season tickets sold by the start of the season, close to record levels for the club. Fans have been snapping up tickets and memberships despite uncertainty over full return of crowds, but that's set to go ahead from the start of the season, with Millwall hosting Portsmouth in the EFL Cup in their first home game of 21-22. It's over 7,000, and I think we'll be pretty damn close, if not above where we were in the second year we were in the Championship, Chief Executive Steve Kavanagh said. The first year we almost got to the playoffs, and in the second year the numbers went up quite high. We're close to that level, which is record levels. I like to think we start the season with well over 8,000 season ticket holders. It's a great effort from them. I do know that some people have been financially okay in this period, but lots of people have struggled. To put their hands in their pockets to support the CEO on a charity ride to buy their season tickets in the way they are is great and very much appreciated by me personally and the club. We can't wait to get the fans back in the ground and hopefully enjoying it. They have been great. And what I think... the factors behind this, like, of course, we've been missing for like a season and a half, not being able to go, so a lot of people, they're championing a bit to get back. You saw that with the Euros. A lot of fans got into that. A lot of fans managed to get tickets for the games, and even when they couldn't, they got to the final, and they found a way in. Apparently, there was like maybe up to 5,000 extra fans just went into the game. Into the final. If you're watching it on TV, you could see from the camera angle that we saw, you couldn't see the stairs on the left hand side of the screen because they're all standing on the stairs or sitting on the stairs, because a load of fans got in without tickets. And I think a lot of people are missing the football, missing the match day, and I think they're champions and a bit to get back and to get back into the swing of things. And what I also think is that with the transfer business that's been done early, especially George Saville and Benik Afobe signing, the club have done something positive in the transfer market. They put their money where their mouth is. They seem to be making an effort to do something to improve the team, and when the fans see that, they appreciate that, they get excited about that, and they want to be there to watch that. So I think a lot of fans are really happy with the George Savile signing, and they want to get down there and they want to see Millwall winning, see Millwall doing really well next season. And like I said in my Stats Sunday video this past Sunday, we have a really tough first 2 months of fixtures. That's going to be really competitive. If Millwall compete in that first couple of months, you're going to see something magical next season. You really are. And I'll tell you what, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.